see today. And I see Dylster. I do want to say Dylster is probably going to be one of the biggest wild cards in today's tournament.
Yeah, I agree.
Because, man, him picking up heavies has been one of the craziest things. He's picking up heavies, he's playing Byleth, he's playing Corrin, as you can see. I actually watched his stream the other day. He was grinding a little bit of Corrin. So it's a wild card, you know. Dylster is just so good. He has the fundamentals, and he's been playing the game so long. He actually was, believe it or not, you know, we talk about these Wi-Fi warriors all the time. We talk about these people coming from nowhere. Dylster was actually a 3DS warrior.
No way.
He was the best Marth on 3DS. And so it's so weird to see people talking smack about like these crusty Wi-Fi warriors. They're coming in, playing cheesier characters.
Yeah.
And secretly, not a lot of people know, 3DS Marth on stream right now, switching over to Corrin.
That is deep on the Michigan ice, like the iceberg of Michigan lore.
Yeah, yep.
My goodness.
I remember in Smash 4, it was like a really big thing. They were like, holy crap, you know Dylster, right? The 3DS Marth, he's going to MSU for school.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And so now here we are, no longer 3DS Marth, but we've come full circle. We're back from the heavies that he switched to another sortie.
Yeah, and it's crazy too because, and I was talking with Steve or Craig about this earlier today, and Dylster is one of the only people outside of Ann Arbor to take a set off of Zenodo.
Oh,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Zenodo, he's dropped a couple sets to people at Ann Arbor Weekly, but I think that's just because, you know, you can lose sets to people at your own local and stuff.
When you play against someone 30 weeks in a row, you gotta beat them eventually.
Right,
and
right.
So,
yeah.
But then Onin, to come out of nowhere and beat Zenodo like that, Onin is probably going to be one of the most looked after players in this PR season. Like,
yes,
this guy is going to cause some problems. And even though we're at the end of the season, you know, it might not be a huge wave. Next PR season is going to be a nightmare for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, he's been on a tear in Detroit. On Thursday, he had a perfect bracket at Oasis.
Really?
6-0 Nico.
Wow.
And then went over and stayed in a hotel, and Friday won Ann Arbor Arena over the names like Zenodo, Sam, Lavish.
Jeez.
So he's on a tear, and you know, his story today is to try and carry the momentum that he's had all week to show that he deserves a top 5 spot in this power ranking.
Oh, I wouldn't even question it. I would say, oh, there it is, the Jake smash. Oh, sorry to call it that, but a forward smash and a back air going to close it out. Really making use of those blocks. Honestly, the more and more we see this guy optimize Steve, the more and more scary it gets. And when you optimize a character like this that has so much going on for it and has so much creativity, you can see him just leaving everyone so far behind because you can't keep up with Steve. You got to be grinding the absolute hell out of that matchup to stay on top of it. And Dylster, he's working on it.
I mean, Steve is one of those matchups where he has so many creative setups that can kill you outright, right, if you're not prepared for him. And unless you've studied the matchup, unless you've played it a lot, you're just going to get hit by stuff. You know what I mean? And like, and that compounds on top of Onin already being a great player. You know, he's shown a lot of improvement here. 14th on the latest PR. To make a potential 10 spot jump on the PR is insane to think about for how young he is. Kid's 15.
Well, I didn't know he was that young. I thought he was
young.
Like 17 or something.
Nah, he's 15 years old. You know, played a lot of Wi-Fi and has had an excellent debut into offline.
You know what I think
Riptide
is crazy is, this might be a hot take, but I really think that Steve might be similar to Smash 4 Bayo, not in the sense that it's completely broken, like character that is destroying the game, but character that is, you have to learn the matchup so well if you want to even consider yourself to be able to play the game, because with Bayo you had to, you know, memorize all this crazy SDI, you had to know what percents everything was at, you had to ruin a controller to play the game. And with Steve, you know, if you don't know what you're doing, you are going to get obliterated by this character.
I agree. I think one thing in common between Smash 4 Bayo and Ultimate Steve is that both characters have some of the best advantage states.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like,
I also think that I'm getting deja vu from this character because everyone would rather just complain about Steve than learn the matchup. In Smash 4, everyone wanted to complain about Bayo instead of learning the matchup.
That's true.
And Onin is feasting here. You know, Dylster very high up on the PR, and it's not looking good. It's not looking good for Dylster.
Yeah, not right now. I mean, this game's even, but there we go. Onin
Corrin
takes
sucks.
the first stock.
Corrin sucks. Corrin's recovery is really sad, and Onin with the Steve has so many options off of that, and Corrin has to kind of commit to a lot of things because she's so slow.
Right.
But once she does get in, her moves are, oh, that's gonna do it. You can't stall like that. But now he knows that, you know, that's the frustrating part is like, oh, okay, I just won't do that again. And now Corrin has to re-win the whole matchup.
Yeah. I mean, this is one of those things where I don't know how much experience Onin has with Corrin, you know?
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be something where if Dylster's able to find a cheeky setup or something,
yeah.
I think he could just as easily take a stock right now. I mean, Corrin F smash tipper is no joke.
And it goes through the blocks. We've seen that.
Yes.
All right. That's another stock taken down. But, you know, even if you don't know the matchup crazy well, like I said, Corrin is pretty bread and butter. Outside of her specials are a little goofy, but you know, it only takes a game to learn how to beat this character.
Yeah, you just gotta know pin range,
yep.
and be able to react to that being an option, like first option in neutral.
Yeah. Speaking of Corrin, you know, Shattuck, one of the biggest representations of Corrin. A lot of his neutral is just wild usage of pin. You know, you can pin, drop out of it to get tech chases. You can pin, jump out of it, landing aerials, which are all like -3, -4. You can pin, kick away, and this character can be creative, but Dylster is trying to out Fundy right now, and it's almost
not yet. Yeah, Dylster needs to find something quick. I mean, he's long, entered past the danger F smash zone. He doesn't even need diamond at this point.
All right, landing up air gonna do it.
Dylster on his final stock. Onin up a game is going to need to dig deep and find something here. No mats on Onin. Let's see if he's able to get something started.
Uh-oh.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
He's not.
Honestly, Corrin sucks. Corrin's a low tier.
Corrin sucks. But so are all the characters that Dylster plays. Literally on the Bernard loop, who's